Well, welcome back to Your Carolina. You know, this is the time of the show where we do our Move It Monday, and we're going to be moving it, and we're going to be teaching you some self-defense moves, but we wanted to do a backstory to talk about why it's important to know some self-defense moves. Not only is it a great workout, but it could save your life. This is Ashley Bickerstaff. You usually see her out and about shopping and dressing and styling people. She has amazing fashion sense, but you also had a really scary story that happened. I'll let you take over.
So about 11 years ago, my husband was on a business trip, and I did not have the alarm set in our home because he was doing the early hours of the morning. And in the middle of the night, I heard what I thought was my husband coming through the bedroom, and in fact, it was an intruder in the closet in my bedroom, in my home, in my bedroom closet, and it was not my husband.
Had this person been hiding in the closet, or did
No, he entered through a door through the den and came through the hallway and down into our bedroom while I was sleeping.
Did you know this person?
Wow. No, this was a random incident. He actually was a meth addict that was on methamphetamine at the time and was high as a kite.
Which is even scarier because you've seen videos of police officers trying to detain, like, you know, 5 of them trying to detain one.
Absolutely.
This is you.
Did you confront this person?
So I was in the bed and he put me in a chokehold and threatened to kill me if I did not give him something of value or property that he could, either cash or something that he could pawn easily.
In your mind, at first you're just like, wait, what is happening? And you had two.
My babies were in their bedroom, 7 and 2 years old, right down the hall at the time. And people ask me all the time, how did you know what to do? And instinctively, I just sat up. And because the alarm wasn't set, when I stood up out of the bed, I could see the alarm pad outside my door. And my thought was, if I can just get to it. Yeah. And so as I lunged for it, he attacked me at that point. I was able to fight him and get to the alarm pad and beat it several times, and the emergency alarm went off. At that point, I was able to push off, get to the front door, and we had a marble foyer floor at the time, and he attacked me again. And at that point, the alarm had been going off what seemed like minutes, was really seconds.
Is that connected to the law?
Yes, yes. So at that point, because he was on meth and didn't realize what was going on, it took him a while to register that somebody's probably on their way. So once he left, I ran next door and got help, came back, and my son, who has exceptional needs, was standing on the front porch with his fingers at his ears because the alarm was so loud. At that point, I ran in, got my baby girl out of the bed, went next door and got help. Fast forward, my husband was on his way home, and they made me go to the hospital and get checked. They thought my back was broken, cheek was broken, jaw was broken, my nose was broken. I had a severe black eye for several weeks. And while I'm sitting in the ER waiting for treatment, I look up and I see my house on WYFF letting everybody know that there was a suspect at large. If you see something suspicious, please contact the police. Well, at about 6:30 a.m., we received word that it took 4 police officers to apprehend him going in between 2 homes on McDaniel Avenue trying to break in. And what was so interesting about it all is there was a ring of them. There were about 6 of them that would do this. They'd been going in and out of people's homes for 2 years. Nobody had ever woken up. And the way they would target the neighborhoods is they would get the real estate guide from the grocery stores and pick the neighborhoods that had the highest retail value in the homes. The most expensive homes.
So that if you had a fancy house, then you'd have stuff
live in a nice neighborhood, you were their target. And so at the time, we lived off Crescent Avenue in Alta Vista neighborhood.
Which is like I was insane for someone to try to go in there because it's such a tight-knit group too. You know what I mean? Everybody kind of...
It is, and the thing that's so interesting is we lived on a cul-de-sac. I had an iron gate. I mean, I felt like I was safe, always protected. And so what ended up happening was we didn't go to trial. He took a plea, and at that point, I was able to tell the court what had happened, what he had done, faced him when he would look at me because he was such a coward. But at that point, we asked for 22 years in prison. And when you have people that commit murder and don't even get 13 years in prison, and I was able to give my victim's testimony, which was very powerful for me to have that closure.
I can just your bruises, the outside of you.
Yeah, just to get it out. And at that point, he was sentenced to 22 years in prison, and which we are so thankful for. But that was a turning point for me to realize that I was no longer a victim, I was a survivor.
Yeah, you are. Well, he messed with the wrong person for sure. Because
Mama Bear.
Mama, because what if you would have just not fought, just laid? I mean,
if I hadn't fought, he would have killed me.
Did you think
because
twice
he was so
about,
out of his mind, he had no idea what was going on.
Did you think twice about faking it and remaining like you were asleep?
My personality is very assertive, and we talk about that, whether it's fight, flight, or freeze. And for me, with my children sleeping in their bedroom down the hall, it was all about protecting them and myself. So I didn't have a moment to think about it. I just reacted. And fortunately for me, I was able to fight.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of these self-defense tips that she now helps teach, and has started all kind of programs and is teaching people all over our area. So don't move. We'll do that next.